Women versus trans women. What's the beef? Like, why is there beef between women and trans women?
Well, I feel like that the beef is unsolicited. It is something that was just abrupt. But the reason why I think that there's a beef is because that um my honest opinion is that I feel like that in somewhat trans women wants to be, they want inclusivity, they want respect, they want rights. um and then but it also falls into where women, biological women that embodies, the women organs, that have the reproductive organs, that they have periods, they have, the natural breast, they can have um kids, and so on and so forth. And I feel that they don't want to share a spot, but they will accept it, but they also don't want to, like, it's offensive to them that they become, or that they may get, you know they may get mistaken for a trans woman, and them themselves, they feel that they're a woman. Like, no, like, I didn't change. This is me. I didn't go through work or anything. Like, this is how they naturally feel. So I think that personally, it's just internal, right? And it's like they don't want to share what they go through on a daily basis, because they are who they are. And I just think that, in a way, that because which I do believe that they were a trans woman and biological women were an ally.
Mm-hmm.
And but now that it's being more accepted, and um it's being, like, more accepted now, and they see that their rights are getting are getting taken away from them. They feel like, okay, well, they want to call us, like, additional hoes, or all these names that are not women anymore, which I feel like could be a propaganda of the system. Could be, because this has caused controversy. Um, this is a touchy topic, so this will bring ratings. This will bring talk. This will bring conflict. This will bring everything under the sun. So I feel like that the beef really comes from multiple places, multiple spaces. Um, it comes from women not wanting to be seen as a trans woman, and or don't want the trans woman to be equal to them. They don't want that. But then in our reality, everyone is equal. Everyone is equal,
So I have,
because you
mm,
also
I have a question.
because
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
because you also have where men don't want to be equal to a woman, but a woman feels that it's vital to be equal to a man. So in a way, I just feel like, in a way, it's that's also hypocritical. Not saying that not trying to discredit, you know Women, not saying that, not picking a side. I'm just um speaking on how I feel. Now somebody could think different than me. But right now I'm on the outside looking in. There's a gender war. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. But what's your question?
I was gonna ask, is it the same as when a white person identifies black and the black community doesn't accept them as black? Is it because they don't want to share their blackness with the whites, or I mean,
So with that, I mean, yes, definitely, it can be similar. It can be similar. So, I've used this saying before. You cannot enter a house that you were invited and call yourself the owner.
mm,
You can't do that, right? And I just feel like that you can have respect and you can come to a place that has inclusivity, that has solidarity, that is accepting, right? And I feel like you shouldn't want to step on nobody's toes because you were invited in. Now, with the race aspect where you think that, okay, I can say, oh, I'm black, or there's I feel like that there are higher chances of a white man taking up black culture and that's calling himself black, and that a black person will accept him before a woman accepts that a trans woman is equal.
mm,
I will say that, but that's a different story. It's a different topic because it's a lot of black folks that do accept white people, that they know that they're not black, but they will still give them the black card. Like, you see what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I don't see the women giving the trans women the woman card.
I mean,
You
there's
said
some women who does give trans women the woman card.
that is true, but the majority is not going to do that. The majority not going. There are some, but when 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 shit hit the fan, women personally don't think that trans women are their equal. But then you also have men in the background because things were okay, right? But you also have some men in the background, throwing rocks and hiding their hands. Yeah, because it's like they want to belittle black women so bad to where that because black women can say anything. They could yawn, they could fart, they could do anything, they could shit, they could do anything. A black man will sit up there and they will go off on them. But then a black man see that a trans woman, oh, you're not a real woman. Oh, hey, you got this trans woman trying to be y'all. Now, now he wants to act like that he's protective over the black woman. When in our
Mm,
reality, nobody is protecting the black woman except the LGBT. And let's just be real. We have so many black women that are murdered, including black trans women. So when I say black trans women, or when I say women, I mean them in all inclusivity too. Because you have these are our mothers, these are our aunties, these are our grandmothers, these are our sisters, our cousins, our nieces that are getting kidnapped and murdered. nobody other than the LGBT stands up for that. Yes, you have a very small few of heterosexual folk that do also protect the black woman, but not all. Not majority. You have a very small few. I have very handful.
Yeah, like on Twitter, they're always bashing black women.
Oh, absolutely. They do. They do. And it's a lot of them they do. And then there is some trans women that also bash black women as well. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that they don't. I do see. I watch I watch a little TV every here and now and then. I get on social media every now and then to see what's going on. I do see it. I'm not gonna say that it's not happening, but like I said before, you cannot go into a house that you were invited to and say that you're the owner. You cannot say that you've made lemonade when somebody else gave you the lemons.
True.
You can't do it. You can't do that. You can't say that. But as far as the gender war, it's in so many places where I feel like there can be a common ground. I feel like that there can be a common ground. I feel like people don't want to see it. It's very touchy. And then and like in every bunch there's a few rotten apples. There's a few rotten apples. And yes, there are a few rotten apples in the trans community. Yes, absolutely I agree. Absolutely. I feel like when people explain specifically and when they make disclaimers and when they say, hey, I'm talking about this, because sometimes you have to remind people, sometimes you have to break things down so people can know what you're talking about. Because some people can know how to read and not know how to do math. And it can be the other way around. So in certain compounds in certain aspects, you have to break things down and specify what you're talking about. You cannot say these things in order. You cannot speak about a house and a mansion. And what I mean by that is um about an apartment and a mansion, because those are two different things. So, um, but I definitely feel like there is room for growth. I feel like that there is room for a common ground, because whether we may like it or not, there is still going to be a gender war, whether it's between women and men and women and trans women.
True. But you don't hear trans women, not trans women, trans men, bashing trans men or trying to speak up for them, anything like that. It seems like they stay in their lane and mind their business.
They do stay in their lane, but there are a few people that do bash, that do there are a few there are a very small few trans men that I've seen on social media that do talk about some things, but you do also have biological males going on, like trying to, um trying to diminish trans men because of who they are.
But you barely see that though. I'm not saying it don't
You do, but
happen,
you
but it's
all right.
rarely you rarely see that. But you
Yeah.
mostly see that with the trans woman speaking loudly
Oh yeah. Mhm.
against women and coming for womanhood.
That is true.
and
Yes,
nobody don't check them for
absolutely.
that. It's like when women defend themselves, here come the trans community bashing women, telling them that they're wrong for defending themselves. And it's like, when are the trans girls is going to check these toxic trans girls? Because they make the whole trans community look bad.
Mm-hmm. And this is why I say that in every bunch there is a rotten apple. In every bunch there is a rotten apple, and I do believe that these certain women, I mean these certain trans women, they need to be corrected. They need to be talked about because you are not you are not going after the cause, the cause and the flaws if you are not going after the rotten bunches. If you don't correct them, because yes, there is room for correction. If somebody under my umbrella does something, I want to correct them. I want to correct them. I want them to know that, yeah, look, you've done wrong. Do better. That's not going to define who you are. Just do better next time. Some
Right.
people, I do believe that there are also some trans women that are also blind to the fact that they have to respect other peers. I feel like that they can be over judgmental, but feel like that they should have immunity.
Mm-hmm.
They should have immunity because, and then I feel like that the reason why that trans, I know I'm all over the place, but I feel like that the reason why that trans women, how they come out, how they jump out, and how they say things or how they defend, when they need to, is because the trans women have been battered for so many years, just like how black women have been battered for so many years. So that's why they go at each other. But I feel like that.
I,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I feel like from what I hear from women, their issues with transgenders that they talk shit about them. They always feel the need to come for their womanhood, and I feel like that's the only issue that women have with transgenders. It's the disrespect and them saying that there are better women than women is, you know, that's where the um beef come in, and that it's like they're trying to replace women. That's what mainly what
That's
they're saying.
Yeah. That's also another thing, and that's what I was saying, earlier, saying that you can't come into a house that you were invited to and call yourself the owner. You can't do that. I feel like that people should respect one another, no matter who they are, human beings, regardless. But but I mean, it's a lot of reasons as to why that there is a gender war, not because or like not because of just that, but because um like it's so many things. It's so many things, and they don't. So when you say, or when they say, sorry, not you per se, but when some women mean, oh, they're trying to erase women, they also mean that they're trying to be us. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Just how they feel.
Hmm.
They don't want someone to be like them, right? They don't want someone that's gonna want breast or whatever. They don't want that. and that's how they feel deep down inside. Now, not all women think that. Not all women are like that. But it's just some women that are like, no, like we're like this. We can't have nothing. We can't have nothing. We can't have nothing. We can't have nothing. But I also, but here's another thought. Here's another thing for me. I also find it hypocritical in a way that women want to be equal as men, but don't want the trans women to be equal to them. Now I'm just being real. I'm just being real. I just I have to. I gotta keep it a buck. I gotta keep it a buck. Like I said, I'm not on nobody's side. This is just me talking. Um, just like how I feel that it is hypocritical that some trans women feel that they are better than other trans women. Clock that.
Mm. It's. I
Just like
mean,
how
the
some
community
trans
is
women,
messy.
just like how, just like how some trans women feel that they are better than some women. Also clock that as well.
Mm.
So, yes, in a way, I do feel like that. Um, on both sides, yeah, it's toxic. Yes, the trans community is most of the trans not most sorry some of the trans community is toxic. I'm not gonna say that they're not, because the majority of the things that I've seen comes from the rotten bunch. The rotten bunch. And
Mm-hmm.
let me specify that I'm not calling trans women the rotten bunch. In every community, in every aspect, in every category, there is a rotten bunch. So no, not all trans women are a rotten bunch. They're not. Not all women are a rotten bunch. You got rotten bunches in there too. Just like how you got rotten bunches in men. You got rotten bunches in trans men. You got rotten bunches in studs. You got rotten bunches in gay men. It's just like that. You got rotten bunches in black people. You got rotten bunches in white people. Hispanics, Indians, they're everywhere. Rotten bunches are everywhere. But now that I got that out the way, I feel like um that yes, we I feel like to make the community better and to cause least drama, right? To kind of cool down the drama is that if we correct our own, that's it. I correct mine, you correct yours. Simple as that.
True.
Now, um, I was going to ask you a question, but I have forgot. So, is there any more questions you want to ask me about the trans community or about women?
Nope. We could wrap it up on this topic.
Okay, well, that was our 2 cents. I'm Maxina,
And I'm Ken.
and that was our 2 cents.